My three topics for this midterm are convenience, freedom, and personal life. And so, to start, I wanted to start the way many of us start our days, with the image you see in front of you, a phone alarm clock. And a lot of us use these because they're simple, easy, and right away, after we wake up, our phone's in our hand already. The convenience our phones provide us carries throughout the day, not just as an alarm in the morning. A big part of that is because they're smaller devices that fit in our pocket and we're able to have them on us all day. Things that seem simple with a phone, such as Googling somewhere to eat in Oakland, are a lot easier with that phone because you can just Google something, find it, go, and get your food, rather than without a phone, maybe walking up and down for a few blocks until you found the right place to go to for you. So obviously, the easy use that cell phones provide makes our lives a lot more convenient. However, there's a flip side to that, in that everything you do on it is tracked by somebody. And that can be a little bit troubling. With everything you do, all the apps you use, all the searches you make, your browser history is all stored somewhere, and somebody has a hold of that, and it can be most likely sold for the right price. To look at market trends, look at what sites you are visiting, what apps you like to use. So these two kind of dueling ideas, the fact that we're being tracked with everything we do on our phone, but the fact that it also makes our lives a lot more convenient, is kind of what I wanted to explore with my question, which specifically is, with new technology in society, are we sacrificing freedom in the name of convenience in our personal lives? And if not, do we think that because we are just naive? So to start answering the question, I want to start with the definition of freedom, which is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. And the fact that most of, if not everything you do on your phone is being tracked in some way, shape, or form, I would argue that somebody theoretically watching what you're doing does hinder your freedom to act on your phone. So, not only are we tracked the whole time we're on our phone, but on top of that, the data we produce and that is collected from our phone can be kept for obnoxious amounts of time. The Levinson-Waldman reading tells us that the NSA can keep American phone records, international and domestic, for up to 5 years. That may sound concerning to a lot of you. It sounds a little concerning to me too. But what makes it worse is that they can do that even without any suspicion of wrongdoing. So if everything we do on a cell phone is tracked, recorded, and kept by the NSA for 5 years because they want to hold a grudge and be petty with you, why not refer back to older technology like a wall phone that you see in front of you that, while it doesn't have nearly the same amenities and features, and you can't Google what you're in the mood for to eat, it gets the job done. You can call your friends, family, keep in touch. So why don't we go back to this? A big part of why we don't go back to something like that is because of the convenience that our phones provide us. Convenience being the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. In the morning, with our phones, you can be woken up, turn off your alarm, check the news, check the weather, and check what your friends have been up to overnight on social media, all without leaving your bed. This is obviously a lot more desirable than having to buy a newspaper and read it, or check on the news on the TV, or check the weather on TV, when you have it right there in your phone as soon as you wake up in the morning. With how convenient the phones are, they become so essential for us and for our lives that, to an extent, they become almost more of an extension of ours than a piece of property that we own. The Licklider reading has a quote that says, "It seems likely that the contributions of human operators and equipment will blend together so completely in many operations that it will be difficult to separate them neatly in analysis." And I think at this point, with how much we use our phones from when we wake up to when we go to sleep, that this quote you could apply to us and our cell phones at this point. So to bring us full circle and conclusively answer the question posed, I would say that we are sacrificing freedom for the convenience with our phones because in most cases we know that what we're doing is being tracked, that the data can be collected, and that can be used by whoever wants to say buy it. But it's not our biggest concern because of how much easier our life is because of these phones. I would say it's not because we're naive, it's because we prefer to be able to have access to the internet and basically thereby have access to the rest of the world just by sitting on our couch through our phone. So, I have to catch my bus home soon, and I can guarantee that any time not spent sleeping on that bus will be spent on my phone. So the data I produce and that gets collected will be able to be seen, and for many years someone will be able to see how late my bus was getting home. That seems a little creepy that 5 years from now someone could look, oh, his bus was a half hour late. But I honestly don't care all that much because, well, that phone that I have in my hand, that's basically an extension of who I am, is able to help me kill the time so much quicker and so much easier. And at that point, if someone looks at the stupid stuff I was looking at on Twitter, I don't really care.